What?
Real quick, before we hop into today's video, just wanted to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, my wallet. Guys, what is happening? Welcome back to the channel. I'm in my car, you know what that means. It is time for the next episode of our series, Scrubbing Out series, where I go to locals with a one-piece deck and get smacked while trying to top it. All jokes aside though, I am super excited for today's episode. I know I say that a lot, but today I really mean it because we are finally back to the jungle, baby. Let's go. OP13 format is officially over for the One Piece TCG here in the West, and we are into OP14 and half of EBO4. So this new format brought with it a ton of new decks and not necessarily counters, but options to use against the Titans that were Ace and Emu, while simultaneously getting rid of Green Zoro. Green Zoro now being just a solid rogue option, thanks to decks like Mihawk and Boa Hancock really punishing that sort of a playstyle. There are so many viable decks this season, and I happily have been able to pick up one of them. So today I'm going to be hitting up locals with blue yellow Boa Hancock. So the same color combo as my favorite deck, which is blue yellow Nami. We now have blue yellow Boa Hancock. So she is a Kuja Pirates and 7 Warlords of the Sea type leader. She has 5,000 power and 4 life and 2 abilities. The first one is opponent's turn. When you play a character, draw a card, not once per turn. So anytime you trigger a body out, right, or play it through an effect somehow, you are going to be able to replenish that card in your hand instead of just going the -1 that you normally would. But then she has Dawn ×1 once per turn. If one of your Kuja Pirates excuse me, if one of your, I think it's Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates type characters with a base power of 5,000 or more is KO'd, you may add the top card of your opponent's life to their hand. So your opponent can't swing into your board and clear it because they will still take damage. So it's just a very interesting and aggressive deck with some crazy cards like Gorgon Sisters and the 9-cost Boa Hancock to really put some pressure on your opponent and do a lot of damage. It's also making use of a lot of oldie but goodie cards like the 6-drop Bartholomew Kuma that everybody hates to love, and the starter deck 17 blue Boa Hancock from Doflamingo. So just using some really interesting cards to be able to eke out advantages, being able to close out games, guys, with stuff like Perfume Femur, as well as the best blue card in the game, Charlotte Pudding, arguably best card in the game. This deck really has a lot of options and has definitely earned itself the spot of top 3 deck, possibly best deck in format. Now, with that being said, guys, I did mention jungle, and for those of you who aren't as privy to card games, you might be saying, well, what is a jungle? What are you talking about jungle? In this case, when I talk about jungle, I'm referring to the style of format. So last format, you might have heard me mention the triangle meta because there were really only 3 great decks, right? 2 and then a third that was like not quite the same tier. The jungle refers to a lot of decks being very viable with no clear best deck, or if there is some clear best decks, there's a couple in contention. And so that's what this format is, guys. There are a lot of decks that can put up a really, really good fight into the other top decks. And so there's not really any clear 1 or 2 decks that you could really tech into. Like this last format, you could low-key just build your deck to be Ace and Emu, or like Ace and Zoro, and you would be fine. But now you have to build your deck to be Ace, Emu, Boa, Dracula, Mihawk, Don Quixote, Doflamingo, Crocodile. I mean, there's just so many decks. On top of that, a lot of old decks got support with OP14 thanks to half of EBO4 coming out with this set. And so we have cards that support things like Purple Kaido in the Animal Kingdom Pirates, Blue Purple Sanji, Green Carrot. There's just so many interesting strategies that got really, really busted support out of nowhere. Another interesting byproduct of this is we still do not have EBO3 in the West. We only have half of EBO4. So our meta right now that we are going into, this new jungle, is actually uncharted territory, no pun intended. So there's just like a lot of really interesting things going on in this format, guys. Super exciting compared to what a lot of people call the stale format that was OP13. I literally have not even played the deck. I built it and I sleeved it up. I'll put my deck list on screen sort of as I'm yapping at some point. One thing to note, I do only have 3 of the Boa Hancock SRs. I ordered a case of the newest set, guys, even though it was ridiculous. So that opening video will be coming to you guys in the immediate future, but I'm only playing 3 of the SRs unless I can grab one off of somebody today from the card shop before the tournament starts, but I doubt that because it's gonna be like an hour before the tournament. I'm gonna stop that yapping. If you like the video, please feel free to drop a like, leave a comment in the comment section down below telling me what your favorite deck is from this format or something that you might like to see me try and build and or play in the future, whether that be on the sim or at locals. Also, feel free to leave a tip or trick or anything that I could do differently, any more optimal plays down in the comments as well. I'm always looking to better myself at the game. Feel free to hit that subscribe button down below as it's 100% free and it supports the channel and me doing this out of my wallet. And as always, you can hit that notification bell so that you never miss any new uploads, posts, videos, etc. And last but not least, you can hit that little curvy arrow, that share button, and share this video with your friends so that they can also watch it and check out what's going on in my life and the One Piece trading card game. With that being said, guys, I'm going to finish my drive over and I will see you at the tournament. Alright guys, and here we are in the game review portion of our video. So I'm just going to make it a rule, unless there was a specific game I want to replay, for it to be the first game of whatever tournament to be the one that we do our game review for. So here we are with the game on 2x speed and no sound. So game 1 is going against what is definitely our worst matchup currently in the meta, being Yellow Luffy. I believe this is sub 40%. It's like 32% win rate or something. I'll try to put that on screen later if I remember to. But yeah, you're against Yellow Luffy, right? And so this leader ability, I'll put it on screen, but he's a 6 life leader that says as long as he has 2 life or less, he draws a card and trashes a card from hand. And so there's a couple different builds for this deck that they've been running. I believe this one was doing a little bit of a combo between the starter deck stuff and just pure triggers. I win the die roll and take second. He starts off with a Makino, taking the top life and then rearranging the other 5. Pretty crazy, just getting to guarantee his next 5 draws essentially, slash triggers. So he goes ahead and orders his top 5 life with Makino. He takes a second for this and then he passes it over to us. And guys, I managed to get in 2 test games before this tournament started with Boa against Purple Doflamingo. Managed to win both of them. Very interesting deck. Really not sure if I like the style or not yet. I think I just happened to low roll really hard this entire tournament for the most part. Other than this game, I didn't do super great. But anyways, our turn, we're going to use Kozuki Hiyori, take the bottom life card and stack 1 to the top. And so I don't have a Gorgon Sisters here, so I believe I just end up going with a Ran, as it will give me extra Dawn, and then I pass over to my opponent. So he's going to be at 3 Dawn now. And he's going to go with a Lilith Searcher. Very good. Grabs any trigger. He takes the Robin to burn my 3rd life. So after he searches, he's going to put 2 on leader and swing for 7. At that point, I'm going to take that life. I'm always taking the first life anyways. I play out the Ran because we know it's a trigger, and then draw a card with our leader skill. And so we draw for turn, and we see the Gorgon Sisters come off of the top of our deck. Would have been nice a turn earlier, right, to trigger that out and add a ton of pressure, but it is what it is. We're at 4 Dawn now. We do not have our 4 cost blocker Boa, so I think I decided to go with another Ran here because this pressure, 2 free extra Dawn every turn, is pretty crazy. So I go with 2 Rans. I do 1 on one of the Rans to swing 6, and that is going to get a Lilith, which is going to trigger out to, again, look for a card with trigger. And it will not play the character, right? It just does the activate main, but still a pretty good effect overall. He's going to grab the Usopp 2K and add that to his hand. And now we're going to swing 6 with our Boa Hancock leader. I don't know if swinging 6s versus just a 5 and then a 7 is better here, but regardless, that's what I did. And he triggers out the Kikunojo, right? Because we are at 3 life, which means that he is probably not going to swing at us this turn, right? Because he can use that Robin next turn to burn our top life for free. So here he's just going to develop board. He's going to go 4, play out the Sanji. And the Sanji is going to be able to look at the top 4 cards of his deck and grab any Straw Hat Crew type character and add it to his hand, right? And it's a 4-drop 5k. So similar to that purple Zoro, right, from the purple Luffy decks. But yeah, he's going to play that out, and he just grabs another Sanji because it can search itself. And then I think he just passes here because he doesn't, he might swing into the Ran. No, he just passes here. He doesn't want to lose the life because he's already down to 3. So we've already done, He took 1 life himself, but we've already done half of his life and damage already. So pretty good progress considering we're about to go to our 6th Dawn turn. He's going to pass that to us. We're going to draw going to 6th Dawn. And now we know for sure that we are losing that life off of the Robin. And I don't have a Kuma, so unfortunately I do not have a way to heal that life, which is not optimal against yellow Luffy. So here I'm going to go 6, and I believe I play the Rayleigh and just kill the Sanji. I thought about killing the Kiku, but I didn't want him to heal his life just yet. So I go ahead and kill the Sanji, and then I go Ran ability, put one on Boa Hancock, and then I believe I put the other one on Boa as I realized that the math is just better if I go 5 and then 7. And so I do end up using the Ran to put the other one on leader, and I swing 5 at lead, asking for a 1k. He has to respect this one. And then I swing 7 at lead. He might just take this because I don't think he has a ton of cards in hand. Nope, he gives me a 2k and a 1k. Great Makino and that Sanji that he just grabbed, which is very nice. And I pass turn to him. He's going to be at 7 Dawn, which means that he can play out that Robin for 6 and trash the top card of my life, which is going to be my 1 of Kikunojo that I play instead of the 4th copy of my 9-cost Boa Hancock. And then with his extra Dawn, I believe he's going to put that on Kikunojo. So he swings 5 at me first. I respect that with Lilith. He swings 7 with Kiku. I believe I just take this one, going down to 1 life. And it's another Ran, guys. So we have 3 Rans off life. So I draw off of leader when I play that, and then we refresh, we stand our characters and get a Dawn. And now we have our 9-cost bow as well. We are at 8 Dawn, so we can't play that just yet. But guys, 4 Rans is absolutely beautiful. If we can't have Gorgon Sisters, well, we'll just make Gorgon Sisters with 3 extra bodies. And so here, I think it isn't a terrible idea to just curve out either the Gorgon Sister or another Rayleigh, unless we have Kuma, because Kuma would be ideal, right, to heal. We just play the Gorgon Sister over probably the Hiyori, realistically. And there it is. We play out the Gorgon Sister, and we should have enough cards in hand to activate Gorgon Sisters. And guys, now we have infinite Rested Dawn as long as we reveal those 3 Kuja Pirates or Amazon Lily type characters, right? And so now we have 6 Dawn rested, so we can attach 3 with the Rans. And then we have the Gorgon Sisters, which allows us to attach up to 1 to each of our characters and leaders as long as we reveal 3. So pretty much all of our Dawn every turn can just be equipped at this point. So we go 3 Rans onto our leader, I believe, here. And the reason why is because I'm swinging it at the Kikunojo. Because at this point, I think my opponent only had 4 or 5 cards in hand. And I don't really care if he heals because I'm not that scared of dying right now. The worst that he can do is a 10-drop Bonnie. And I don't think I died to 10-drop Bonnie because of the cards in my hand. So we go 3 and I swing for 8 at the Kiku. And he is going to give me the 0-cost event, pitching the other 0-cost event, which is sick because that gave 2 counter-fixing cards in his hand. And now I still have the Gorgon Sisters. I think I put 1 on Rayleigh here and swing 7. Or no, I put 1 on Rayleigh, and then I do Gorgon Sisters revealing 3, and I put 1 onto each of the Rans and the Rayleigh, and I swing 8 with Rayleigh at the Kiku again, just pressuring board, getting rid of his aggressive options. To reveal a brick, the 1k event and the Gorgon Sisters 2k, trying to entice him to attack, right, because we don't have a lot of counter in those 3 revealed. And we give 1 extra to Rayleigh and then 1 to each of our Rans that can attack. And we actually were missing 1 Dawn here. We swing another 8 at Kiku, it dies and heals him for 1. Then we go 5 at lead. He takes this one with no trigger. I do 6 at lead, asking for a 2k, which I think he has, but I don't remember if he gives me it. Yep, he does. He gives us the Usopp. Then we go another 6, and he takes that one with no trigger, and we pass off our turn. We have 6 cards in hand, it looks like, and 1 life, and he goes to 9 Dawn. So right now, the worst play for him, or excuse me, the worst play for us from him will be that 9-cost Bonnie. Just being able to deal a whole damage to us, not deal damage, but make us take an entire life to our hand, and then still be a 10k rush body is really problematic, because that means he can play it, make us take that last life, and then rush at us. He would still be able to do that before we can use our You'll Frighten Me event to stop it from attacking, as long as he swings with it first. And so here, guys, once again, our opponent is taking a decent second to think, as we are, I would say, pretty decently high rolling with our triggers, right? 3 Rans in a row is pretty sweet. One of the better characters in our deck. And then a Gorgon Sisters to top it off along with Rayleigh. And we are not even at 10 Dawn yet, guys. And look at that. We have a full board of minimum 5k characters, all of which are attaching extra Dawn except for Rayleigh and just doing insane things. He can't clear any of them without taking life. It's just a really, really rough spot for him to be in. And I think that Makino really cost him a lot, taking that extra life early in the game, as well as just he hasn't seen Akuma yet, or if he has, he hasn't played it. But he still isn't even at 10 Dawn, and he's facing down a full board of 5ks that can just become like 7k characters very, very easily with all the Dawn attaching and manipulation that I have. So really, really rough spot for our opponent. He's currently dividing out his Dawn, trying to figure out what his best play is from this point. And I would say I am in a little bit of a precarious spot just because I don't have a ton of cards in hand, and only having 1 life does put me in a little bit of risk,
especially against yellow. But overall, I have a pretty good chokehold on this game for the most part. Aside from any crazy yellow shenanigans that he could have, it looks pretty good from my perspective, which is nice. So again, this is just a good demonstration of Boa Hancock does have very, very bad matchups with this deck, and I believe Gecko Moria is also very bad for her, as well as Emu, I think, is very slightly losing. But if you high roll, you high roll. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, the Luffy did not have the best triggers in life so far, it appears, right? Only really having a Kikunojo and then like a search with Lilith. So he's going to start with a 7 at our Ran. And I go ahead and let this go. And here's why, guys. As you can see, he has 2 life left. And if you saw what I drew last turn, it was a 9-cost Boa Hancock. I'm not going to rewind all the way back there. It was a 9-cost Boa Hancock. So I know that I need to make space on this board because all these bodies are decent. So what I decided to do is, as opposed to swinging this and getting a card out of hand, what I can do, since he's swinging at Ren, is let him clear this body for free and guarantee I take a life with it. So if you think of it, it's basically like making this Ran unblockable by letting him clear it, while at the same time being a blocker. Absolutely disgusting leader. And so we let him clear the Ran, he takes that life, and the only thing that we lose out on there, guys, is one of our Dawn cards extra that is rested cannot be attached to something. But we don't really care about that. I mean, we have Gorgon Sisters and 2 Rans. We are so up, it doesn't even matter. So he clears one of the Rans, and then I think he also decides to try and go for board here with his leader. So he goes 5 at the other Ran. We're going to give him a card for that, 100%. And he was smart here. He swung with his Nico Robin first, which means that I cannot use the You'll Frighten Me. I give him a Lilith 1k to block out, and then he's going to go for 6 here with the Kuma, like I was talking about, to heal up, pitching a card off. And he was thinking on what card to pitch. Technically, he has to pitch before he heals, but whatever, same thing. It doesn't really matter at this point. He only has like 4 cards in hand with 2 life. He pitches off a Sanji 1k, which is nice. We always love to see that counter disappear. And so here, guys, I have a really, really clean play at 10 Dawn. I draw my card for turn. And it's pretty much just a simple leave 1 Dawn up and play out the 9-cost Boa. And the reason why that is it gives me a 10k body to swing with on the next turn if I don't somehow win. And on top of that, right, it heals me 1 and makes them take one of their life. So they go from 2 to 1, I go from 1 to 2. And we now have our Gorgon Sisters and our Rans online to equip all of those Rested Dawn cards. I use Gorgon Sisters, revealing those 3. It's a 2k. I think a brick once again. Yeah, 2k brick and Gorgon Sisters, so the same 3 cards. And we are going to equip 5 Dawn this time because we have 5 swinging characters. We're going to give 1 to Ran, 1 to Ran, 1 to Silver's Rayleigh, 1 to Gorgon Sisters, and then 1 to our leader, Boa Hancock. And so now we're in a really good spot. We also have the Rans, so I give 1 to my leader and 1 to the Ran, I believe. Or no, 1 to the Gorgon Sisters, but it doesn't matter. Here I'm just trying to do most efficient math. So we go 6 at our opponent. He gives us a 2k. Another 6 at our opponent. He goes 1, gives us a 3k event. We go 7. He gives us another 1k event. And then we go 7 with our Silver's Rayleigh. He takes this damage here. And then we go another 7 with lead. He's thinking about trigger right here. He goes ahead and does it to search the top 4, looking for a card with trigger. He grabs the blocker Nico Robin, which is a 2k, by the way. Crazy. It's a blocker body that triggers out to play and is a 2k. I go 7 with my leader right here. He gives us a 2 and I believe a 1. And then we pass turn to him. Now, one thing that I could say is we could have probably won this turn if we just didn't play Boa Hancock here, because he only had 2 life, and we just dawned up on our characters very aggressively. But I wanted to go with a slightly safer play because I wasn't really in danger of dying from this point, right, with the Boa Hancock healing up here, and I knew I could really just whittle his board down to nothing. So we go ahead and pass over here with a full board of characters, right, and 1 Dawn up for the You'll Frighten Me event so that we can lock down one of his characters. And now, no matter what character he swings with first, I can lock down another one of his swings. And one thing to note here is that Bonnie that he's probably about to play, right, the 9-cost one, very strong character, right, 9-cost rush makes me take a life, 10k swinger. But if you look at that, it cost him 9 Dawn. Guys, that only leaves him with a 6k character, a 5k leader, 1 Dawn up, and a 7k Kuma. And he has to swing with that Bonnie first so that I can't You'll Frighten Me. So if I You'll Frighten Me, the Kuma, when he swings with the Bonnie, even if I take that life, going to 0, that will leave me with 5 or 6 cards in hand, and he only has 2 6k swings left at most, or a 5k, 7k swing. Pretty decent spot for me. So he goes ahead and plays that Bonnie. I take that life, which is a brick, unfortunately, but is what it is. And then he has to swing with the 10k first, otherwise I will Frighten it. I'm going to go ahead and use the You'll Frighten Me anyways on the Kuma, right? Negating that 7k swing from ever happening. He rests it, but it just can't attack is what it means. And then I take that last life there. And I'm thinking about triggering it out or not. I think I just take this one. I do. So it was a Marguerite, which is kind of scary, but I almost triggered it out just to fix my hand, but he goes 6, and then I counter again the 7 with 2 more 2K. So we had enough counter for pretty much any swing that he did there. And so we are going to take that game. Our opponent concedes at that point, even though I had 3 bricks. He had no more swings, no more Dawn. And my next turn, he had 0 life, 0 blockers, and I had all the attacks in the world. So yeah, good games to my opponent. Again, a bad matchup for Boa because Luffy can just heal so much, and we really, really have to high roll in order to win that kind of a game against that deck, right? 6 life is just insane, especially when it's really 8. And that was our round 1. So GG's to my opponent. I believe that was Sanket. So GG's Sanket, and I will see you in the next locals, and I will see you guys in the rest of the locals rounds. All right, guys, so round 1 is down. Pretty fun. I played against what is, I believe, the worst matchup for Boa, Yellow Luffy. This is one of the biggest differentiators between East and West is this deck. This deck was not legal for like all of the format for the East, so we don't know exactly how good it's going to be, but we do know that it's insane against Boa Hancock, right? A 6 life leader that can heal like 2 times per game. Crazy. But despite all that, we somehow managed to high roll. We hit 3 Rands off of life, guys. Or no, we hit 2 Rands off of life, played the 3rd one. So we had 3 free extra Dawn every turn. And so I was able to just outpace him with extra Dawn and controlling the board. And then eventually I hit into my 9 drop to burn his life and heal 1. Probably could have just Dawned up on that turn and gone for game, but I didn't want to risk it. So I just burned the last life and then hit in. I was pretty safe, and with 2 life and a full board, plenty of counter in my hand. Yeah, so round 1 is down, and we did manage to get the win, which is pretty sweet. So I will see you guys in round 2.
I think I lead goal with 4 in hand here. Yeah? I think I go for it. Ooh.
I don't know. Did he use leader skill already?
I did. If I really want to be psycho, I could just swing my blocker.
I know. What do you think? Because the question is, do you survive if you leave the blocker up? Right?
No, I'm not. I might not survive next turn.
That's the question I ask. Is like, am I making it next turn or not?
I don't think so.
A few moments later.
I'll use leader effect. Return 1 Dawn to redirect to.
That was the first step.
9K at your
Now
regimental.
it's like.
Okay, I'll take that one.
Okay. Enter.
All right, guys, round 2 is over. Had to play against Purple Doflamingo, deck that I'm pretty scared of, honestly, because it just has like a lot of crazy options, but he didn't see what he needed. He had no turn 1 because I put him on Ogged Curve. He had no 1 Dawn or 3 Dawn plays, and he was swinging into my lead, so I got a free body or 2. But yeah, that one was pretty brutal. I just saw everything I needed, and he saw pretty much nothing that he needed until it was too late. I literally just played Pudding to have Dawn for Gorgon Sisters to go for game, so is what it is. But yeah, good game to my opponent. That was a fun round 2, and we'll be moving on to round 3, so I'll see you guys there. All right, guys, round 3 is over. Played against Purple Kaido, another deck that I was super excited to see got support, but I was not super excited to play against it because that deck is horrifying. He won the die roll, made me go second, so I was already scared, and I unfortunately low rolled pretty hard. I didn't see any of my like on curve 4 drops, so I had to play a Marguerite. I ended up being bricked up in the end, and he was able to just rush me down. If he didn't kill me that turn, I was definitely just going to demolish him on my turn, but unfortunately just didn't see what I needed out of life, and I was like 4 bricks in hand going into his turn. One of them was You'll Frighten Me, but he played around it very well, so that was a good game from him, but unfortunately did lose that game. So round 3 is an L, so we are X1 today so far. Going into round 4, still having a really good time though. Kaido's really fun. There's a lot of interaction and back and forth, so I will see you guys in round 4.
Guys, we pulled it all Boa out of our 12 pack. Our 12 pack odds are insane. And then broke out the SP.
It's a great Saturday. Try to guess what deck I played next based on the face I'm making here. I hate Emu. No, I'm kidding. In all seriousness, yeah, I very greatly dislike Emu. Also, I just didn't have my didn't have any good triggers. My first life wasn't a trigger, so I knew I was cooked. And then from there, it was just all downhill. I probably could have played that better, but I just didn't really, I don't know, I feel like I didn't see what I needed. Yeah, so that was tough. And he won curve, so he got his 10 cost out the turn that he wanted it. So yeah, just, I got Emu'd. I don't know what else to say. I'll see you guys in round 5, if there is one. And there was only 4 rounds. So we ended up 2-2. Not amazing. I feel like I just kind of lost RNG, but I feel like that's what you get playing a deck like Boa. The Emu one was really frustrating though. I feel like maybe against Emu, you don't just free take the first life. You make them give you at least a 6 or a 7K attack for it. But yeah, that one was just awful. We didn't win die rolls. So they had curve. They hit us on the first life, and we not only didn't get a trigger, but we got a brick. And yeah, that one was just rough, guys. I thought about going board, but I don't think you can even go board against Emu. I don't know. Maybe I should have turned to board there, like turn before he 5 elders, just to like reduce his number of attacks. But well, what can you do, right? Anyways, I'm gonna head back home, fix some food, and our 2 PRB PRB 2 packs before I see you in the outro. Now I'm going to open a couple more packs, so I'll switch our cameras here. And for these packs, guys, I have got us one 2026 Volume 1 card pack, one 2025 Volume 4 pack, and then our mandatory 2 PRB 2 packs until we finish off our box. And for this one, I'm just hoping for that Hiyori because I actually really like the art of this one. I want to see the winner's one before I make my final judgment, but I actually really just like the base art of the Hiyori from this one. I got one in a pack a little while ago, and so I'm really hoping I can get another one. So here we go. All right, and this one's going to be the Morley alt art. So this one I think I can go ahead and put into Sabo because Sabo does have this card in it. And now the 2025 Volume 2, we're just hoping for a Justice here because all the other cards I'm pretty sure are just bad. It's hard to open a card pack with only one card in it, guys. All right, Suru, there we go. That's our 2 tournament packs there, and now let's do our PRB2. So guys, for PRB2, we have not yet pulled any of our foil dons for this box, and we've pulled one of our alts, which was a Marco, super sick, and 2 of our secrets. So we should only have 1 more alt, 2 more dons, and then maybe we'll get some sort of really crazy hit on top of that. But here we go. I can't wait to look back on these openings in a little while and see that the packs are like $18 instead of $9. But here we go. Do our first pack here. You're a Hoshi blocker. Let's go. Ooh, and our second parallel is going to be the promo Jinbei. Not the best value there for our promo, but still pretty cool looking, I guess. And last pack here. Let's see if we can pull anything good. Still looking for those foil Dawn cards, guys. 0 of them so far in this box. Hopefully this is at least one of them, because I think I'm down to like 6 packs, 8 packs or something in this box. Like I'm very low. Let's go. All right, we got Law. Let's go. And our first foil Dawn for this box is going to be the Usopp Dawn. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of this one just because it's hard to tell that it's even really foil other than that it looks a little glossy because the texturing is kind of like not that great. But yeah, there we go, guys. These are our hits for today. If you enjoyed today's video, please feel free to leave a like on the like button down below, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so that you never miss any more uploads or posts. Feel free to share it with your friends and leave a comment in the comment section down below talking about anything you liked in the video, any tips or tricks you have for me, or anything you'd like to see in the future. Anyways, that's going to do it for today's video. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.